Hello and welcome to the Villain's Demand. I'm JVD.
And I'm Smiley. And today we're discussing combo maneuvers between players.
So, I got this idea the other day in my other D&D group. Kyle, DMMD, he sent us some stuff for some like combo moves you can pull off the game that he'd seen on Reddit. One was fastball special. I don't remember what the other one was.
I don't remember either, to be honest.
But that was the main one.
It's I know what it did.
Yeah, and so I was like, hey, we should design some of these for our Villains Codex. So we got the great idea and started chatting back and forth about a couple of these and talking about eventually we should implement them in the game because they're fun. But the problem is you have to make a way to make them so they're not so overpowered.
Very much so, but I feel like the action comedy used for them gives them credence to be slightly overpowered.
Yeah, but it takes the actions of both characters, so it's not technically that bad.
Yeah.
Now, you could get crazy with this, but I don't think anything that
it's like every attack does a fireball.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, but I don't think we got anything between the four that we have so far that are crazy. Now, I've got more that I was trying to work in, but one I realized, okay, that is a bit insane. So, do you want to start first, or do I want to start first?
I can start first. That's fine.
You did send the first one. That's fair.
My first one was called Spell Transference. It requires a wizard and eldritch knight to use. They have to be adjacent. When the wizard would cast a spell that requires a melee attack roll, the eldritch knight may use his reaction to make that attack roll with his weapon, dealing his weapon damage in addition to the spell's damage.
So we discussed this, and basically the thought we had was Shocking Grasp.
Yeah, Shocking Grasp with the stables. There's not a lot of melee attack roll spells. There are very few. Something that I personally have a problem with in 5th edition when there's such a large array of spells, but very little you can do with them.
Now, we kind of chatted back and forth about this. Would this literally be cantrips only, or could you use this for something like Vampiric Touch, like we talked about?
Yeah, you can use it for Vampiric Touch. But the way I'm thinking is that it only happens the turn you cast the spell.
Which makes a lot of sense.
So the fighter can't keep using the Vampiric Touch.
Yeah, and it's basically a way to defend the weaker of the classes. And it works really, really well. Now, we talked about, all these have prerequisitions to them. Like he had just said, Eldritch Knight and Wizard. Now, could you use Sorcerer with this?
The idea is that it's two people that use very similar methods of magic. They're both intelligence modifier casters and they share a lot of similarities, like they share the same spell list. So to me, it just works better being Wizard and Eldritch Knight. And I feel that there should be a degree of singularity to them, like to single them out from other things.
Okay. Well, moving on to my next one. Mine's a little bit open to a degree, but as we came up with these, it's almost like there's one singular piece that you have to have for everything to work around. So you can't do a lot of these with just like any class. Mine is called Gentle Caress of Life. It requires martial arts, which right now we only get that from monks. And the ability to cast Healing Word of 2nd level or higher. So basically, your caster readies an action to target the monk within range of a Healing Word spell of no lower than 2nd level. On their turn, the monk may use its unarmed strikes, regardless of how many it has. So that's basically a maximum of 4.
Yes, if they use Flurry of Blows as a bonus action.
Well, 5, because you get an extra attack with a monk.
Not with Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
You only get one additional attack.
Yeah, but you get a martial arts. You get attack with an unarmed attack bonus.
As a bonus.
Okay, yes, that's right. The bonus action, exactly. Okay, and with these 4 attacks, they may heal any number of people with those attacks. So to a maximum of 4, with the amount of healing rolled with the Healing Word. So, for instance, if I had 3 attacks, could heal 2 people with that pool of healing, or 3 people with that pool of healing, or just 1, which would defeat the purpose.
Yeah.
So it's basically if you've got people that need to stay alive, it's a quick way to heal them rapidly And if that way, if they need to withdraw, they can, and hopefully suck damage and not get dropped.
What I like about that is that it's self-balancing the way that they have to be adjacent to the monk.
Yes, they have to be adjacent to monk, and that's the thing.
So you can't just heal the entire party.
Yeah, yeah, and then and I mean that's the thing. If you play, oh man, what's the stone race that I'm thinking of? Goliath. I think they actually have an extra 5 foot of reach. I think they're considered large for that.
I know.
I know, like bugbears are. They're considered
the player races.
Okay. Well, I mean, and that is a good thing. If you have a race that has an extra reach with melee attacks, you can actually reach people out further. But that's the thing. The idea is if you've got your fighter and your barbarian up on the lines, they're both hurt. You can use your monk to be adjacent, hit them with a healing word, and they may gently caress them with life.
Now, could the monk move between each touch?
I don't see why he couldn't. No.
See, that makes a lot, because that
makes you a very mobile healer. Yeah, as long as he is able to touch as many people as he has unarmed strikes, that's your only restriction. And I don't see a problem with that because they book in 5th edition states that you can hit, move, and hit again. So I don't see what the issue with that is. Because my thought was, and I love the monk classes, having ki mixed with divine energy. And then to me, it's almost maybe one and the same depending on how you look at it. Back in my 3.5 days, I really like playing monk cleric, so really like the idea of that.
Very much so. It's like I really like spellcasters. I have a hard on for arcane magic.
So, and I think you're going to see see all this come out between me and you, because I'd much rather play divine caster than.
And I'd rather play arcane caster.
So continuing on.
So my next one is speed kills. The rogue must ready his action to perform speed kills when a sorcerer or wizard casts haste on them. Essentially, this allows them to use the double movement of haste and stuff on their across the round itself. When the haste is cast on them, they activate speed kills. They move up to their base speed with no modifiers and make 2 attacks, applying their sneak attack damage to both of them.
Which is pretty useful if you're a very high level rogue.
It is, but that's like the one time you'll be able to do that if you are a high level rogue.
Yeah, and didn't we talk about like this is maybe once per combat that you can do that?
It's only when the haste is first cast on you.
So yeah,
so you're losing your reaction to do it because to use a held action takes a reaction. And it's usually the damage equates to something that the wizard could already do.
Yeah.
At the level you get it, you're only doing maybe 4d6 with your weapon. Then another 4d6, that's a fireball. And both those attacks can miss.
Yes, very true.
It only goes up by 2d6 per 2 rogue levels if they hit.
So could you technically use this with Sorcerer or maybe Eldritch Knight?
I specifically called out Wizard and Sorcerer because in order to manipulate the flow of magic beyond its original intent, I feel it should take something that's devoted to spellcasting. So that's just personal preference of flavor.
And the bad thing is, if you miss your little bitty rogue, if you play a little bitty rogue, it's kind of doomed. Yeah. So
the idea is that your rogue gets to use the extra. Go ahead and use the extra movement and get the extra attack off for the round.
So, and if your rogue smart enough, he would save himself some movement to move because you get the +2 to your AC, right?
You do get a +2 to the AC, but the way I wrote it is you move up to your speed and then attack.
Yeah. So
wherever you land, that's where you're stuck until it's your turn again.
Oh, so well, there goes that idea.
Yeah. It was intentional.
No.
Because you're getting an extra little bump off of it.
Now, my final one here is called Hero Sacrifice, which is something that technically comes up a lot in our games to a degree.
Especially when you play someone that usually plays a suicidal character for some reason like me.
Yeah, or, like someone wants to play that Holy Roller Paladin and worries about saving his people's lives. And but we've kind of made it like this, so there are some restrictions to it. And it's a little bit legal, but your prerequisites are you must be wearing light, medium, or no armor, not using a two-handed weapon, must not have any movement speed in the current round of initiative. So basically, if you're in melee, you can hit whoever you want, and you can use this as long as you haven't taken your move. As a reaction, a friendly character on a friendly character's turn, If your movement speed can place you in their 5-foot square after an enemy scores a hit on that character, you may move to that character's 5-foot square while moving them to an adjacent one. The attack deals an extra 10 points of damage as you have given up your defenses to keep your ally from taking damage. The character making this reaction must be aware of the attack taking place. If the character performing this reaction falls to 0 hit points due to the damage taken, the mood-friendly character may make a weapon attack if they're in range of the enemy. The reaction can be used once during a long rest. Now, a lot of times when we kind of play this, we do this with spells.
Yeah.
So you could work this 2 spells and have your character not, like, say, your rogue, which I don't know why he would want to jump in the way of fireball. But if he could move...
Because he has evasion.
Yeah, but he can't use it here. Because you take the damage.
Well, is it an attack or a...
No, okay.
Yeah.
I'm the monster. I attack you.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're going to fall. Evan's character hasn't used his movement. Yeah. Runs up, pushes you out of the way to automatically take the damage.
Right, so you're reducing the damage they take to 0, you take that damage plus 10.
Yes. So you're taking... Yeah, so basically you take
the damage. So there's no rolls given.
No, it's automatically you shove them out of the way. That's why it's called hero sacrifice. If it drops that person, you can use your reaction to make a weapon attack. Because, in the way specific to a 5-foot spell, and my thought for this was, okay, if I'm using a bow or a crossbow, and I'm shooting, and the big giant runs up in front of me and hits me, and then hits me once, if you move me back so I can make a range attack 5 foot from him, I can still make a weapon attack. It's not just a melee attack. So.
And then with fireball, you're just covering them up with your body.
Yeah, so you could technically do that with fireball if you knew the save was failed.
Yeah.
So, but you're also and you're taking a huge chance there with fireball.
I would actually say you have to do it before they roll the save, because you just see they're at low health, and you don't know if they have already reacted. That would imply it's too late for you to react after them.
True. You could still do that.
Yeah.
Which we might make this.
It all comes down to how you interpret mechanics.
Yeah, so this might be something we'll eventually add to this as we add it to the codex. And in regards of a spell.
Yeah.
Instead of just an attack.
A directional spell.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure here in the future we'll probably come up with a lot more of these. Because when we brought it up, Richard was like, oh my God, this is great. And I was like, we should add these to codex. He's like, that's exactly my thought. So, so eventually we're going to make more of these and we'll have them on our codex. Where can you find the codex at?
Well, we should be leaving a link down below that leads you to the share page of the codex.
Mm-hmm. I know the codex link is on our homebrew pictures for on Facebook, but the link will not stay in the description. But if you copy and paste it, which I've tried it millions of times, make sure it works, it'll take you directly to our codex.
Yes. You can get a PDF from there if you want to download it. By all means, it is very much a work in progress document.
Yes.
You'll find like random thoughts that's kind of trail off to the side there for a while.
And you will find homebrew classes, magic items,
subclasses.
Yes. So there's a lot there that we're working on that we're trying to get this complete. And maybe one day publish it.
Yes.
So, but with that, this is Villains Man. I'm JVD.
I'm Smiley.
Keep the dice rolling, guys.